When he says, "I love you," but then there's her. God says this is not just about betrayal in the earthly sense. This is about your spirit being tested. Heaven is watching to see if you cling to someone who dishonors your soul, or if you rise into the destiny that God has already marked for you. The man may speak words of love, but God sees the double life, the double heart, the double loyalty. And God says, do not take words at face value anymore. Look at the fruits. Look at the actions. Look at where he runs when you're not looking. Don't skip this, because your future is tied to how you respond now. God says, you are not crazy. You are not paranoid. You are not overthinking. You are hearing my warning. I put that unease in your heart. That heaviness you carry, it's not confusion, it's revelation. I am trying to free you, but you keep silencing me because you want the story to end differently. He says, child, you are the chosen one, not the replacement, not the afterthought, not the shadow of someone else. But if you keep accepting less, you will live like a shadow instead of my shining daughter. God says, her presence in his life is not an accident. She is there because he left the door open. She is there because he did not honor what I gave him. Do not blame yourself. Do not think you weren't enough. This is not about your worth. This is about his weakness. Heaven says, if he really loved you the way you deserve, there would not be another. My design of love is holy, pure, loyal. Anything else is man's corruption. You have asked God, what do I do now? Do I stay? Do I fight? Do I wait? Do I leave? And God is answering now, do this. Stop ignoring the truth I am showing you. Stop thinking love is proved by how much pain you can endure. Love is not supposed to break you. Love is supposed to protect you. He says, you have carried enough pain. You have carried enough betrayal. You have begged me for signs, and I have given them. Now you must act. God warns, if you close your ears to me now, you will walk into years of sorrow you could have escaped. Don't delay. Don't let him keep feeding you words while his heart is elsewhere. Don't tell yourself he will change if he hasn't chosen to. He is showing you who he is, and I am telling you what to do. Let go of what is false so I can bring you what is true. God says, do not be afraid of being alone. You are never alone. I walk with you. I stand with you. You think you will break without him, but the truth is you are breaking with him. Without him, you will rise. Without him, you will breathe again. Without him, you will see how much strength I placed inside you. Heaven whispers, her existence is not the end of you. It is the revelation of him. Don't envy her. Don't compare yourself. Don't fight her. She is not your battle. He is the decision. His divided heart is the answer. You don't need to fight for a place that was already yours by my will. If he could not guard it, he is not worthy of it. God is begging you now, take this message seriously. Don't brush it off as coincidence. Don't say, maybe it's not for me. This is for you. I sent it to you. I am shaking your spirit awake. He says, you think you will lose love, but in truth, you will gain freedom, peace, and eventually, love that is pure and undivided. The counterfeit must leave before the real arrives. And God says one last thing, if you ignore me, you will regret it. If you obey me, you will thank me. Today is the turning point. Choose wisely. God says, come closer. Lean into me now. This is not a gentle suggestion, it is a gentle command from one who loves you too much to let you wander blind. He says, hear me plainly, your next move will either close the door to a lifetime of quiet torment or open the gate to surprising joy. Do not waste it. God speaks with an urgency like a lantern in a dark room. First, he says, stop bargaining with your heart. Stop saying, I'll wait one more month, or I'll forgive one more time, or this time he'll mean it. Those bargains are shackles. Break them today. He is not condemning your hope, he is protecting it. Hope, he says, is a treasure when tethered to truth. When tethered to excuses, hope becomes a slow-acting poison. He gives you a simple, fierce command, set the boundary. God knows boundaries are hard words for tender hearts, but he says, boundaries are sacred. They are not walls meant to isolate you, they are fences built by love to protect a garden. Say what you will no longer accept. Say what you will no longer tolerate. Speak it to him, speak it to me, then live it. He promises to stand beside you when your voice shakes, to give you courage when the fear of loss roars like a storm. God says, confront not to punish but to reveal. Speak the truth in a tone that honors yourself and exposes the reality. He knows you dread drama, but he says, if he loves you wholly, the truth will refine him. If he loves you only with the mouth, the truth will free you. Do not hide your pain to keep the peace. Peace built on silence is only a pause before a louder sorrow. Pray, God commands, but do not pray like a hopeless person who pleads for crumbs. Pray like a daughter who knows her father. Pray for clarity, not just for comfort. Pray for open eyes, for a heart that can see the next season. Ask me to show the true shape of this relationship, not the version you wish existed. He says he will answer, not always with the thunder you expect, but with the steady light of clarity that does not lie. God continues, prepare to receive what I bring next. This is not a platitude. He says, prepare your life, your mind, your home, your habits, for the arrival of something genuine. Clean the corners of resentment. Sweep out the stones of bitterness. Open a little shelf in your heart for joy. When I remove what is counterfeit, I do not leave emptiness, I make room. He instructs you to invest in yourself right now. Sleep well, eat well, see a friend, learn something new. These are not trivialities, they are practical love letters from heaven that declare, I will not let you idle while I work. God warns, do not get entangled in comparisons. The enemy will whisper, she is prettier, she is younger, she is richer, and your spirit will start tallying losses. God says, comparison is a thief, it will steal your story. Your path is not her path. Your time is not her time. Stop measuring your worth against someone else's appearance on his arm. He tells you to write down 10 truths about yourself, 10 things that are true whether he notices them or not, and keep that list where you can see it every morning. Watch the small things, God says. A man who hides the little truths will hide the big ones. Watch where he spends his time. Watch who he answers at night. Watch how he treats simple promises. The small betrayals are the test runs for larger ones. If you see a pattern, believe what the pattern says. He is not asking you to spy, he is asking you to observe with honest eyes. God's voice softens for a moment. Do not hate her, he says. Do not let bitterness become a part of you. Pray for her too, not because you condone what happened, but because you refuse to be defined by hate. When you bless those who hurt you, you keep your hands free for better things. This stretches you beyond instinct, but he says this discipline protects you from the slow decay of revenge. He also gives you a promise, a prophetic glimpse. There are seasons I will send to bring you back to yourself. In those seasons you will laugh honestly, rest deeply, and find friends who prove loyal in tangible ways. I am not simply rescuing you from him, I am rescuing you for somebody, maybe not immediately for a romantic other, but certainly for the life I designed for you, a life of dignity, influence, and peace. I have not forgotten the longings I placed inside you. God knows your fear of being alone. He says, loneliness is a teacher, not a sentence. If you allow me to teach you now, you will learn to stand with grace. If you run to fill the emptiness prematurely, you will buy a temporary comfort with a long-term cost. He promises to be closer than a lover when you lean into him. I will become the quiet companion who settles your heart at night and the loud defender who reminds you of your worth in the day. He warns against excuses wrapped in spirituality. Do not use prayer as an anesthetic to numb your eyes to reality. Do not say, God will fix him as a way to avoid painful choices. Faith acts, not only waits. If your faith is real, it will produce bold steps. Bold steps may look like walking away, refusing contact, seeking counseling, or simply declaring aloud that a season is over. Courage, he says, is the currency I spend on those who choose truth. God also hands you a plan, not because he is rigid but because he loves structure. Decide today what you will accept and what you will refuse. Tell one trusted friend what you are doing so you are not isolated. Make a list of practical next steps. Call a counselor. Clear your shared accounts if needed. Arrange time away to breathe. write a short letter to yourself promising how you will care for your heart, and then keep that promise. He knows small, concrete steps are easier for a grieving heart than grand gestures. Expect resistance, God cautions. He may grow loud. He may promise everything for a week and then return to the same patterns. He may cry, he may apologize, he may try to win you with urgency. Remember this, urgency is not proof of change. Only consistent action over time proves transformation. Do not trade your future for the theater of a moment. Finally, God says, in words both tender and unshakable, you will be okay. More than okay. You will be astonishingly free. You will meet yourself again, a truer, wiser, braver self than the one who tolerated the lies. You were never meant to be defined by his capacity to commit. You were meant to be defined by my capacity to restore. He breathes a gentle command and a fierce promise, rise. Step into my protection. Make a small, decisive move today that future you will thank you for. God will not stop speaking until you answer. He says, do not stall. Obedience is the bridge between sorrow and salvation. Cross it now. God says, keep listening. There is more I must give you before the fog lifts. His voice is steady, not harsh, the voice of one who will not abandon you in the middle of your breaking. You have been hollowed out by waiting. I will fill you, but you must open the space. He leans closer and names the first healing truth, name what hurts. Give me words for it. Speak aloud the things you've been swallowing, the nights you felt unseen, the promises that evaporated, the small humiliations that stacked into shame. He says, confession is the doorway to healing. When you place the wound into language, you remove its power to define you. God says, let others help carry this. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. Choose one person, a friend, a sister, a counselor, and tell them the truth in full. Do not sanitize it. Ask them to hold you accountable to the boundaries you set. He will use their hands to lift you when yours tremble. Do not try to bear this alone, he says. I will send you a steady presence, not to rescue you from choice, but to remind you you do not have to be heroic and isolated. He gives you a curious command, create a ritual of release. It can be small, write a letter you do not send and burn it safely, walk to a place that is meaningful and speak aloud everything you will no longer carry, or box up keepsakes you know keep you stuck and put them somewhere out of sight. God says, ritual helps your body accept a new story. Your mind may agree to change, but your body needs a ceremony to follow. Do it with intention. Let the act be a witness that you have chosen a new covenant with yourself. God says, forgive, but do not forget. Forgiveness is not the same as reconciliation. He explains, forgiveness untethers you from bitterness, it does not obligate you to return to what hurt you. Forgive to free yourself. Remember to protect what remains of you. He offers a prayer to say when your heart is raw, Lord, I release this hurt into your hands. I do not want this pain to be the story of my life. Heal me, guide me, teach me to walk in wholeness. Repeat it when the night comes and the old ache tries to reclaim you. He also instructs practical guarding. Change the rhythms that make you available in unhealthy ways. Turn off late-night messages if they become a trap. Unfollow, unfriend, create distance where distance is needed. Do not expect virtue from someone who practices secrecy. God uses blunt language here because spiritual tenderness can be weaponized into naive endurance. Protection is not unspiritual, he says. It is love made sensible. God wants you to remember your identity. You are not firstly the woman he loved or the partner he cheated on. You are my child. Your name is cherished in heaven. Speak your true name often. Say, I am beloved. I am worthy. I am holing, sick, toward wholeness. He laughs softly at how small phrases become anchors. Say them until your soul sits in the truth as naturally as breathing. He calls you to cultivate new loves, simple, safe loves that rebuild trust in life, the smell of coffee in the morning, a book that refuses to leave your side, a small weekly walk that becomes sacred, a hobby that connects you to others who laugh in a way that does not cost you pieces of yourself. These small loyalties teach you to belong without losing yourself, he says. They will not replace the ache instantly, but they will teach your heart that goodness can be ordinary and sustained. God warns of two traps. The first is the trap of premature announcement, telling everyone you're fine before you've done the work. The second is the trap of rumor and gossip, speaking about her or him in ways that pretend maturity but actually spread more poison. He counsels you to be honest without spectacle. Let your healing be quiet and steady, he says. Let your life be the testimony, not the drama. Then he gives you an invitation that shivers with promise. Expect signs of my goodness. They will not always come as fireworks. Sometimes they will come as a neighbor's generosity, a job opportunity, a child's laugh that cracks open your chest and frees you to breathe. Keep a small diary of gratitude, 3 lines each night, so you can see the thread of my faithfulness when the enemy shouts lies. This practice, he says, will rewire your heart to notice restoration. God's tone grows urgent again. Do not confuse delay with divine timing. If something in you resists action because you claim waiting on God, ask me to make that waiting wise. Waiting that grows strength is holy, waiting that excuses cowardice is not. He will clarify the difference by how you feel during the wait. Does it produce patience and steadiness, or paralysis and shame? Use that gauge. He reminds you, there will be seasons of wondering whether you chose rightly. You will question, you will mourn, you will stagger. That is normal. Grace covers your halting steps. But remember this, every courageous small choice you make, Every boundary you keep, every morning you get up and choose yourself, compounds into a new life. He calls you to a faithful accumulation of small obediences. Finally, for this part, God gives you a spoken promise: I am with you in the silence of the night and the hollow of the day. I will not leave you in the ruins. I will gather your scattered pieces and make them into a garment of dignity. Your story is not over. I am already writing the trust me enough to close this one. He waits for you to answer, not with essays or arguments, but with a small, decisive act that says, I choose me.